In our fast-paced world, finding peace of mind and staying calm amidst life's chaos can seem almost impossible. Every day, we're bombarded with distractions, obligations, and unnecessary stress. But the ancient Stoics believed that true calmness of mind is not only achievable, but it's also essential for living a virtuous life. Today, we're going to explore how the Stoics practiced tranquility by focusing on three key principles: keeping a calm mind as a virtue, doing less to achieve more, and embracing the concept of memento mori, the reminder that everything is temporary, including life itself. The first principle we'll explore is the Stoic belief that keeping a calm mind is a virtue. For the Stoics, maintaining tranquility was not just an emotional benefit, but a core aspect of their philosophy. Marcus Aurelius, one of the great Stoic philosophers, constantly reminded himself and others that remaining calm is the foundation of wisdom. He wrote in his Meditations, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." This highlights one of the basic tenets of Stoicism: control over our internal state. The Stoics believed that while we can't control external events, such as whether someone praises or criticizes us, whether we succeed or fail, we can always control how we respond. Keeping a calm mind, in their view, is the ultimate form of mastery over oneself. But how do we practice this in everyday life? One method is by examining and reframing our thoughts. Epictetus, another prominent Stoic, taught that it's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. The Stoics often encouraged reflecting before reacting. By taking a moment to reflect on whether our emotional response to a situation is necessary or even justified, we can often prevent anger, anxiety, or frustration from taking hold. Imagine being stuck in traffic. A calm mind sees this situation as outside of your control, and instead of allowing frustration to consume you, a Stoic would reframe this time as an opportunity to practice patience or listen to an insightful podcast. Doing less to achieve more is another core principle in Stoicism. Marcus Aurelius observed that people often engage in many unnecessary activities that complicate their lives and disrupt their tranquility. He wrote, "Most of what we say and do is not essential. If you can eliminate it, you'll have more time and more tranquility. Ask yourself at every moment, is this necessary?" This is a powerful tool for modern life, where we often overload our schedules with tasks, meetings, and obligations that don't contribute meaningfully to our overall well-being. Marcus advocated for doing less, but that doesn't mean avoiding action altogether. Instead, it means focusing on what is essential. By cutting out unnecessary actions and tasks, we simplify our lives and create more mental space for calmness. This also extends to our speech. Talking less allows us to think more clearly, avoid misunderstandings, and conserve energy. For example, how often do we get caught up in gossip or trivial conversations that only serve to agitate us later? If we cut out unnecessary conversations, we're left with more room for thoughtful, meaningful dialogue, and we remain calmer as a result. Another practical Stoic technique for achieving calmness through moderation is premeditation, thinking ahead about what needs to be done. Marcus Aurelius often practiced this, noting that premeditating on the day ahead helps set the mind at ease. A great habit to cultivate is to make a list of essential tasks the night before. By organizing our thoughts and actions ahead of time, we eliminate the morning scramble and can approach the day calmly, knowing exactly what needs to be done. This allows us to focus on the essentials, leading to a more peaceful and productive day. The next time you feel overwhelmed by the day ahead, try this. List only the most important things you need to accomplish. Eliminate anything unnecessary, and premeditate on how you'll handle those tasks with focus and grace. The Stoics were also not particularly fond of traveling as a way to escape life's problems. This brings us to our next key principle: short escapes within ourselves rather than through physical travel. Marcus Aurelius was particularly critical of people who traveled in search of peace, believing that peace of mind cannot be found by simply changing your location. He said, "People try to get away from it all, to the country, to the beach, to the mountains. You always wish that you could, but you can get away from it anytime you like, by going within. Marcus believed that inner reflection, rather than external scenery, was the true refuge from the chaos of life. This idea of retreating inward can be a powerful tool for modern life. While traveling can provide temporary relief from stress, Stoicism teaches us that real tranquility comes from within. Whether we're at home or halfway around the world, the only lasting peace we can find is by reflecting on our thoughts, understanding our emotions, and cultivating inner calm. Marcus wasn't against changing scenery altogether. He recognized that it's fine to enjoy nature or take breaks from routine. But he emphasized that the effects of external escapes are temporary. Once the novelty of the new location wears off, the same problems resurface. The Stoic solution is to train the mind to remain at peace, regardless of external circumstances. By regularly engaging in reflection, meditation, or journaling, we build a lasting sense of tranquility that no amount of physical travel can provide. The next time you feel the need for a break, instead of booking a trip, try taking a short escape within. Sit quietly, breathe deeply, and reflect on the state of your mind. Finally, we arrive at one of the most profound Stoic principles, memento mori, the reminder that one day everything, including ourselves, will cease to exist. Memento mori, which means remember death, was not a morbid thought for the Stoics. Instead, it was a way to remind themselves of the impermanence of life and to focus on what truly matters. Marcus Aurelius captured this perfectly when he wrote, "The infinity of past and future gapes before us, a chasm whose depths we cannot see. So it would be idiotic to feel self-important or distressed, as if the things that irritate us lasted." By constantly reflecting on the fact that life is short, the Stoics believed we could cultivate gratitude, focus on the present moment, and let go of trivial worries. For example, when we remind ourselves that the time we have with our loved ones is finite, we tend to treat them with more kindness and patience. When we understand that trends, possessions, and even our own achievements are temporary, we're less likely to become attached to them. Imagine getting caught up in the daily stresses of work or social obligations. A Stoic would remind themselves that these stressors are fleeting and ultimately insignificant in the grand scheme of things. In fact, whether you're a billionaire or someone struggling to make ends meet, we all experience both joy and suffering, and life will eventually come to an end for everyone. Memento mori is not just a reflection on death. It's a reminder to focus on what truly matters in life. The Stoics believed that by embracing the transience of life, we can live more fully, appreciate the present, and remain calm in the face of change. This also ties back into their philosophy of not getting too attached to success or devastated by failure. Everything in life is subject to change, and the only constant is our ability to remain calm and virtuous amidst these changes. In conclusion, the Stoics believed that keeping a calm mind is not just a desirable state, but a virtue essential to living a fulfilled life. By doing less and focusing on the essential, we create space for tranquility and effectiveness. By learning to take short escapes inward through reflection, rather than constantly seeking external distractions, we cultivate lasting peace. And by embracing the principle of memento mori, we remind ourselves that life is fleeting, and it's this awareness that helps us stay grounded, grateful, and calm in the face of life's inevitable changes. If you found this video insightful, make sure to watch our next video on the Stoic Guide to Emotional Resilience, where we dive deeper into how Stoicism helps us stay calm and grounded in the face of life's challenges. Be sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you don't miss it.